Some tips to further promote walking nicely on a loose lead. You can use a hand target to bring your learner back into the correct position. Ready? Yes. And you would mark and reinforce. What to do if your learner pulls ahead? If your learner pulls ahead of you, first of all, you're not going to walk forwards. So any movement forward when your learner is pulling would be reinforcing that pulling and making them more likely to do it. So you're not going to move forwards. You can stop and you can use your alert sound to get your learner back to your side. You could also change directions. So imagine that he's now way in front of me like this. So what I do initially is I stop and I'm going to use my alert sound. Good. Yeah. So I'll just show you that again. Good. Yes. And once more. Good. Yes. Yes. Notice that when I used my alert sound and got my learner back to me, I didn't mark and reinforce for coming back to me. I used a bridging stimulus. I said good. Now this has been positively reinforced, so it has good connotations. When we started to walk forwards again and it kept at my side, I then marked with my marker word yes, and I reinforced. The reason why I did this, I don't want him to start yo-yoing backwards to me because he gets reinforced every time he comes back. So the reinforcement comes from walking at my side, not from yo-yoing backwards and forwards. Okay, so I think sometimes we can encourage that yo-yo effect because the dog goes forward, we get them backwards and we reinforce straight away for coming back. And they think, oh cool, this is great, I'll keep doing this. So we don't want to encourage that, so I'll just show you again. So imagine that he's in front of me. Wait, good boy. Good. Yes. So, what we can also do for a dog that's pulling a lot is change directions a lot so that they don't ever know which way is forward, because they're much more likely to pull when they think they're going in a certain direction. Ready? Let's go. This way. Yes. This way. Yeah. Let's go. This way. Yes. This way. Yes. You can also use life rewards, and I definitely encourage this. Walk should be fun. It's not all about training, and training comes into everything that we do, but it should be fun. And so we can incorporate things that our learners want to do. And one big thing that a dog will want to do is sniff. So you can use sniffing as the reward for not pulling on the leash. So we could walk along and he wants to sniff a certain area, he starts going in that direction. What I'm going to do is take note of that, but he's got to come back to me, the leash has got to be loose, and then I will reward him with sniffing whatever he wanted to sniff. Adding in distractions. So initially when you start with your loose leash walking, You want to start this inside, probably in your living room or your kitchen, somewhere where you've got a bit of space. You're then going to take it out into your yard or into your garden. You're then going to take it out onto the road, but a quiet road, before you build up to an area where there's more people or more dogs. In areas where there are more distractions, then you are going to reinforce heavily whenever you are near a distraction. So for example, if we were walking past somebody with a dog and Jambo is still in the process of learning how to walk on a loose leash, while the distraction is nearby, I would use rapid fire mark and reward. So I would literally say, ready? Yes, 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 yes. Okay? As we get further away from the distraction, I can slow it down. Yes. Yes. Okay. Anything else? Well, what I would say is that normally I don't actually have my leash like this. I normally wear the leash like this. The reason I've been holding it is I think that many of you will have a leash that you hold. But I love a leash that goes over my shoulder or one that goes around my waist, because that leaves both of my hands free. So if I'm out walking, this is actually how we walk. I don't actually hold the leash in my hand. Let's go. This way. Yes. This way. Make sure that you teach them both separately first. Don't try to teach them both together. Once they're both able to walk nicely on the loose leash, there's no reason why you can't take them out together. We ready? Let's go. Yes. Yes. Remember to always reinforce. Once your learner has got this behaviour and they're walking really nicely on their lead, still reinforce them occasionally. It doesn't have to necessarily be with food, although obviously food is something that they enjoy, but reinforce them with saying, go sniff. Reinforce them with playing with a tugger or throwing the ball. Okay, there are lots of things that you can do. One of the easiest things you can obviously do is tell them, good girl or good boy. That is not actually that reinforcing though, so just bear it in mind. Occasionally use that primary reinforcer to keep this behaviour going.